have 8 starters on defense, and they really are 8 seniors. I'm sorry, on defense, and they're very. As you look statistically in our league, they're ranked in the top 3 in almost every category. They do a great job with that, and that's been a strength of their team. And they're the #1 punt return team in our league, number 9 in the country, and so we're going to certainly have our work cut out. Terrell Jackson does an excellent job, being a big play threat for them.
Talking about the improvement of your defense, just from down in the field, looks like guys like Josh Richmond have really improved to me down the last 3 or 4 games.
He really has. Josh has really played well the last few games. Tackling better, really breaking on the ball well in coverage. Becoming here in the last part of the season the type of player we anticipated him being when we went to training camp. And so the good thing about our defense is we'll have a number of those guys returning for us, playing in the same system now for the 2nd year, and you would expect a large improvement from them when we get through spring practice and move into the fall next year.
Did this last loss sting more than any of the others, and what was the reaction when you got back to work a couple days later?
Yeah, I'd say this last loss stung quite a bit because we are so close, and the players can see they're so close. And when you end the game on the 12-yard line with the ball, that stings. That does. And against a team that's going to go to bowl. And so you would have been able to have a victory in that game, would have been able to have your team say, okay, we maybe not had the season we wanted to. We beat a team with a winning record. We beat a team that go to bowl game. We beat a team at the end of the year on our home field. So certainly it does. But there's nothing we can do about it except learn from that, improve from that, and channel the positive energy into playing a good Buffalo team on Friday.
Coach, why do you think you're getting better?
Well, you'd like to think you're going to get, as the season goes on, and now we're in the same system, the routine is the same, and we haven't really changed much week to week as far as we tweak this and we tweak that, but they're getting a chance through repetition to just continuously improve, and the fundamentals have come along. And so we're getting fundamentally better, which translates into you getting better in a team environment, which then would translate to you getting better on the field. And so a familiarity with our system more and more, guys be more comfortable playing in it, then because you play fast, you can play better. And I think we're playing a little faster.
Nicely had a good game against Mike.
Yeah, Patrick did some things really well in that game, threw some nice balls, that deep ball in the silent Jaleel is as good as you can throw a ball. He had some really good things he did in that game. Again, I think Patrick is played much better here the latter part of the season.
And lastly, is there anything that you talk about getting over the hump 6 or 7 plays during the course of the game. Is there anything you emphasize during practice to help them focus with those 6 or 7 plays?
Well, each period we just try to break it down to what we're a focus in each segment, and in that segment what we're trying to get done, whether it be normal down and distance segment or the red zone segment or the team segment, for 3rd down, and breaking it down in that regard. But so we tried to make that a little bit more of an emphasis as we've gone through.
I was kind of surprised with this stat. You have the 3rd fewest penalties in the league.
Why are you surprised with that stat?
I guess because there were some early on, but there were a couple of games where you had like one or two recently.
First game we were very poor in the penalty area, and I think from that standpoint we've gotten consistently better after that. Against Ball State we had 3 penalties in that game.
And 2 of them were on
2 against our place kicker for illegal procedure. And so I think we pay a lot of attention to penalties in the game. In practice, we emphasize unforced errors in practice, and we're trying to be a disciplined team and a disciplined program, and hopefully that's translating into less penalties.
I'm sorry, because I wasn't here last week. Have you ever seen a kicker called for a legal procedure before?
No, I have not. But then the Cal kicker got called for it in the kick to win the game against Oregon. And so I guess it happens.
These guys got to justify their salary somehow, right? They get paid pretty good money.
Would only been 1 penalty otherwise.
But last week we were penalized, quite a bit. Both teams were. There were a lot of penalties on that field last Wednesday night for both teams. There was 18 of them, 10 against Miami, I think 8 against us.
Coach, outside negativity, which some would be understandable.
Is there some outside negativity?
And some would come from people that have never seen you play. Do you address that with the team? Do you ignore it? What's been your
I don't address it with the team. I talk about us staying positive as a group. I talk to our team about staying together. And I talk to them about caring about the guys in the room. That's what I talk to the team about. Fans are entitled to their opinions. And that would mean that they're passionate about Akron football, and we appreciate the passion.
Any players come to you and said anything like,
No.
nobody's, they're hearing too much smack, whatever?
Certainly our players aren't pleased with how the team, the record has gone. We're competitive, they're prideful. But I also think that we are now in a great understanding of what we're trying to build to accomplish here. And I do know they see light as we keep moving forward. I'm disappointed in our season, as I know our team is, but I'm in no way discouraged by the direction of our program or us moving in that direction on a consistent basis to give everybody at the University of Akron and the Akron community and our alumni a program they can be very, very proud of.
Starting Monday, you kind of start focusing on next year and recruiting and everything.
Starting Sunday.
Starting Sunday.
Starting Sunday.
Okay.
I'll be in a home at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
How many scholarships do you plan on offering? NFL sometimes they draft for need. You go out and try and get the best players.
Well, we're trying to. I do believe we're on a couple-year plan here in order to build our depth and our scholarship numbers up to a level that'll be allow us to compete at the highest level in our league. I do not believe that's going to happen in one recruiting class. In fact, I know it's not going to happen in one recruiting class. So as we identify across the board our needs, we have needs at several positions because we just have to give our guys that are on campus right now help at these positions. But we're not going to fix it in one swoop here. So we've identified positions across the board. We have to recruit linemen on both sides of the ball. We have to recruit skilled players. So it'll be one wave of that going on this year, and then a second wave going on, the next year. It will be an attempt to balance our roster from a depth standpoint in this recruiting class, and also at some point taking some guys that we feel are from an ability standpoint, guys that we would like to have on our team from an ability standpoint, and that might allow next year we have to go continue to build depth at a certain position. So it's a couple-year plan here that I have in place in order to build our roster and build our depth to a point where we can be in the top level of our league. It's not going to happen in one class. Our numbers are down to a point where there aren't enough availability of scholarships to do that. But we have a plan in place of how we're going to do that, and we're working at every day as we work towards signing date and then beyond.
What are your numbers now? Do you know about? Scholarship kids and
I believe the actual numbers, the real number would be about 72 or 73. I think the real number. Actual number might be higher that you have to count in your cap. But the actual guys that we have out on the team currently right now, I believe, is at 73. Okay, and those guys, we have a few that are injured, not practicing. I'd say we're probably practicing at a 63-person level, 64-person level right now for available scholarship players to play in a game.
How many scholarship kids then? 64 or 72?
72, 73,
really?
I believe,
Okay.
that are actually currently with us. Yes.
Oh.
Which would be obviously significantly below.
And then you lose 16.
You lose 16, right? So even signing a 25-person class will still put us under our 85 cap. Yes.
You guys going to do a Thanksgiving dinner?
We are going to have a team Thanksgiving dinner at 6 o'clock on Thursday night for the travel squad and gentlemen that I'm allowing kids who aren't on the immediate travel squad, and if it can go home after Wednesday's practice and not be at our walkthrough on Thursday. They come back for the game on Friday, and we have some guys that a little further away can't go home, so they'll be with the team, and we'll have a team meal on Thursday evening at 6 with their coaches and their coaches' families and our players. You're welcome to come, Frank, if you guys want to come on over.
I'm there.
Freebie.
Yeah, I did.
Is that it?
Anybody else?
Sounds good.
Thank you for coming. Have a great Thanksgiving.